So that's like the only thing that's being changed here. Other than that, we're still just having the same like melody, which is now, to make it sound big, I haven't been adding more layers. And this is so important, which is why I keep repeating it over and over again. Because now you have the choirs and you have like the strings. It's just violins and choirs, and they're just doubling the same thing. In addition to that, we have the counter melody, we have the ostinato, as I just showed you here in the staccato strings, and we have the harmony. Again, the harmony is not done by like the sustained strings; it's done purely by the staccato strings. So that's everything when it comes to the harmony, and these are also joined by the low brass. And again, these are simply just doubling each other, so they're not doing anything new. I've just been adding accents in the low brass to give it more power. So that's the harmony part of it. Again, we still just have like 3 to 4 elements, because we have the melody, horns, and like these violins here. We have the harmony, which is the low strings, and the brass. And then we have the ostinato, which is played by the staccato strings. And I guess I have, these ones again. Just add a little bit like spice in there. Let's see what else we have. Yes, so this is the final thing. Something I added, it's a 4th layer, which is the horns. Because originally I tried to make the horns join the melody, but it kind of lacked something, so I made a counter melody. And let's just listen to it. Nothing really advanced, but if you take it away, again, that's something kind of, you feel there, it lacks something. I could have done without it as well, I think, but I just like that little extra effect it gave. Doing it again, I might have been leaving it out, but I'm just gonna look at it just for the sake of this example. Now, again, if I choose this counter melody and this violin melody, you can see that it's the same principle over and over again. Melody is moving, nothing is happening in the counter melody. Melody is resting, the horn counter melody is moving. When the horn counter melody is resting, the melody is moving again, and it's just the same like story over and over again as you see here. And there's also obviously like a separation through the range. No, I mean the tone color, because this is the horn and this is the violin and choir. So, and you also have like maybe one overlapping note here, but that's fine. The rest here, you can also see that it's separated a bit by range. Not too much, but there is some separation. It's not in the exact same range. So you have that, and you have the separation by rhythm. So moving and not moving and so on. And the same thing, like all these different layers, for example, this ostinato thing, if I take that and I take like this melody and I take like the horn, you can see that the staccato strings is in a different range than this melody, and it's in a different rhythm and articulation. This is short articulations, while this is like long legato, and this is moving when this is not moving. This is in a different range than this, and so on and so on. So you see all these different layers, they are separated. There's separation between all these layers. Again, if I go down to like another layer, which is, let's say the low strings, playing the harmony here. Same thing, separation. Nothing is really fighting for space here, at least not that much. I mean, if I spent even more time on this, I would probably make it sound even better and even like make everything a bit more perfect, but on the spot, this is not the worst. Wait, let me see, yeah. So as you see, there's separation between the layers. It's only 4 layers, including this horn melody. And again, as always, we have this percussion groove going on. And again, these percussion things, they are working together with, for example, the low brass, with these accents. So everything is kind of working together, and there's not too many elements here. So that's something you should definitely keep in mind. So yeah, actually I think we're starting to get a pretty good overview of the track. Everything went in a kind of different direction than I expected. I was thinking that I would do like first an overview of the composition, then the orchestration, but we ended up kind of just going like from beginning to end and looking at all the different things at the same time because they are so related in a way. Now, let's have a look at the ending here. Because that ending, I've just been ending on a long note that just keeps building just towards a big climax here. Having some problems with the computer here actually. Might be some settings because the CPU is not really it's not really working that hard. That's the end, and then we just have like a little outro thing, which is just one single ending note, and then a slight little hint to the main theme, the main motif. And then just a fade out. So, I mean, I could have been doing a lot more interesting stuff for like the intro and outro, but for this course, I didn't want to focus too much on that. I wanted to keep the focus on these parts, like the actual, like the actual composition, the actual track. So it's just really simple intro and outro, nothing really fancy. They're just wrapping up this like a little sandwich here. So yeah, I think that's actually pretty much it. I don't want to keep you here like just talking all day. I think I've been covering the most important things here. At least the main points and the most important points that I think you should remember. So to recap, the most important things I want you to take away from this is first of all to not add too much stuff into your composition. Rather, focus on strengthening the existing layers. Try to limit yourself to tops 3 layers in the beginning. Maybe just even 2. And then I'm not really counting in the percussions, but try to focus on melody and harmony first, and then experiment with counter melodies. But don't really go too much further yet before you are confident in your ability to mix those together in a nice and seamless way. Next, also like the same with percussion, try to make the percussion enhance what's already there instead of trying to fight too much for space. As you see here, like the percussion is just enhancing like the staccato patterns and the low brass things that are going on. So that's like lesson number 1 from this. Rather, don't try to do too much. Focus on the key elements and make them sound great. So whenever you add more instruments, add them to the existing layers. Number 2, like tip number 2 is to try to hint to the different themes in different ways, like this ostinato is hinting to the main melody. So that's a nice little thing. And those fragmented melodies here, they're also hinting to like the main motif without being like a direct copy of it. Number 3 is to borrow different elements from the different sections. Like when you're creating a contrasting section, borrow, for example, this, which is a little hint to the main motif. And then, for example, in the last section, I'm borrowing this very part to create like a string ostinato to take the final climax to the next level. Number, 4 or 5, losing count here. Yeah, next is to make sure that your structure is nice. Try to utilize breaks and contrasting elements like a contrasting B section, use dynamics, rhythm, different ways of using the melodies and articulations to create both contrast and growth between the different sections of your track. And I don't want to confuse you and overwhelm you with too much information here, so I think as long as you keep that in mind after watching this video and seeing how I've been applying that, I think you're good to go. I think that's gonna help you a lot, and I think that's one of the most important things that I wish I would be taught a bit earlier as well. So things I've been finding out through trial and error and learning throughout the past years. So that's pretty much it. I hope this helps you out, and if you have any more questions about different elements of this track, please just let me know. I might do another video, or I will just reply to you in a comment. Because I don't want to try to cover too much in this video and lose focus of the most important things. Because there's so many elements here. I mean, come on, we have like 212 tracks up here, like 139 that are active or something. So I can't possibly cover every single detail in one video. So I've been trying to just focus now on the most important things. And if you have any more questions regarding the track, regarding the things here, like I will also, when I'm finishing up the final things now and doing the master of this track, whenever everything is 100% done, I will export everything of this track by track, so you have all the stems. So you can take this, you can even mix this track if you want, like play around with mixing, and I will give you the stems, even the stems like strings, brass, woodwinds, choirs, percussion, so you can just import this into Cubase, solo the strings, solo the brass, solo the percussion, just listen to what everything is doing, and maybe learn something from that. And you can also get all these different instruments separated to either listen to what every single instrument is doing in this track, or to play around with mixing them, for example. So yeah, that's it for now, and I hope this has been helpful. Please let me know if you want to know anything more, or if you have any questions, or if there's something in this video that's been unclear, and I will do my very best in answering those questions for you. So that's it for now, and I'll see you in the next video.